Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Coffee with Kevin, and I am Kevin, mindset coach, hypnotherapist, author, trainer, all sorts of different things. Excuse me. And this is my coffee, and I'm using today is a good day for a good day. It is always a good day for a good day. We discuss that over and over again here. So I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you have a nice hot cup of coffee, mm, hot cup of tea, water, juice, smoothie, whatever it is you drink. I hope you have a good day, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. We're a little late getting on. Power outage this morning, and it just came on just a little while ago, and I just had to get everything set up. But here I am. Today we're talking about procrastination. At least that's a subject that's out there. And actually, I think it says I procrastination. Maybe it meant to say I procrastinate. I think we all do. But procrastination is that negative term, that term that bothers us. And I really I want to talk about is um, all the good stuff this week. But I do want to talk about the fact that I don't have a virtual background. It's very rare that I do this without a virtual background. But I am. So you can see my coffee. You can see the flag that was from my father's funeral. There's actually another. You can see my Ho'oponopono pillow back here, the little blue one, and there's actually another coffee thing, which is to the left of if you're viewing this. I think it's to the right of the coffee. The little zzz like that. That's a coffee cup that goes in there too as well. And maybe I can help you see it a little bit more. There you go. So welcome to my room, my bookcase back there, and plenty of other things. But here we are. So I wanted really to talk about something really cool. Today's the 16th. Yes, September 16th. We're halfway through September already. It is still flying by this year. This 2025 is flying by. And today, on this day in history, anything happened here? Well, a couple of small minor things. The Mayflower leaves for its voyage where it eventually ends up in Massachusetts at Plymouth Rock. Well, it left Plymouth, England. So they just wanted to, I hadn't realized this before, they just wanted to call the place that they went to as Plymouth. And several years ago, I went to see Plymouth Rock. Maybe I had seen it as a kid and completely forgot about it. But when I went to see it in Massachusetts, I was so amazed and disappointed. It's not, I expected this big rock you can climb up, or, maybe people have climbed up. It's just, it's not much bigger than this. That's Plymouth Rock. Sometimes, the saying is, don't meet your heroes. Well, even don't go try to see something you've imagined for many, many years. It's funny. But we got to, the Mayflower left on this day in 1620, and slavery was abolished in all of French territories on this day in 1848. So we always talk about slavery in the U.S., but we don't realize that, or we often forget, slavery was in a lot of places. It was in the French territories, especially even down in Africa. It was through in the English territories in England, and so yeah, we often see things like that. Now, in 1997, Apple Computer names co-founder Steve Jobs as interim CEO. That's a funny statement. If you know anything about Apple, you say, well, How come he's interim CEO? How come that's 1997? It's because he left, or I think got kicked out earlier, and they wanted him back. They needed him back because Apple, when he left, wasn't doing very well. If I remember right, he came back and he only took a dollar a year or something like that for his salary. But it was a bargain. He bargained that the company he was running at the time, I think, was Next Gen, for Apple to purchase that company. So he made money there, of course. And they were doing all the animation, which is now part of Disney. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting, really interesting stuff. So birthdays today. Well, David Copperfield. Magically, it's his birthday today. He's 69 today. And let's see, Nick Jonas, if you're into pop music, 33 today. He's not that young teen and with his brothers anymore. And he's in his 30s, and so his brothers, I believe. I did see one thing today when we talk about, I guess we're talking about fun facts. American actor Bob Denver from Gilligan's Island. That was Gilligan. If you ever watched Gilligan's Island, I grew up with it. Weds his second wife on this day in 1967, and 3 years later he gets divorced. I don't know if he had a third wife. American actor Henry Fonda weds Canadian American socialite Frances Ford Seymour. And the future Queen of Hawaii, Lily Uokalani, weds American Secretary John Owen Dominus. Now, this is in 1862. The princess, the Queen of Hawaii, or the future queen, weds an American. That's just an American politician, even. That's just amazing. So it's interesting stuff that happened on this day, September 16th. But what I wanted to talk about, and I know the thing is procrastination, but this past week or past week and a half, maybe, has been so satisfying, so much satisfaction for me, and actually for my wife as well, because we got things done we've been meaning to get done for a long, long time. Some of it not so long, some of it a few weeks, but some of it a long time. And all of it within a really short period of time. Some of it procrastinated because we didn't have the chance. We just kept on forgetting about it. Some of it procrastinated because I knew trying to get through whatever I was trying to get through was going to be frustrating, and I pushed it aside. Some of it I was afraid of, it might not get done, pushed it aside. There's many reasons for procrastination, many reasons for it, but we finally got so much of it done, and it felt so good, and a lot of it was actually incredibly great results for us, and just needed to get it done. Just needed to get it done. And some things I've been pushing aside for months, but did it all. And it was felt so good. Felt so good. So I am not, I do a lot of personal development. I help a lot of people with any and all the obstacles in their lives. I am not one without obstacles. I'm a human being. I can get through things a lot better than I ever did with all of the tools that I have that I use to help other people. But I still have the problems. I still have the issues. I remember back in the 80s, I was listening to I think he was a psychologist, and his name slips me, by the way, but he was and has been for just about most of his life, um, a speaker, motivational, personal development, and all sorts of things. And he said in one of his talks that he no longer ever gets depressed. And I thought about it a long time ago. I said that can't be. How is that? How did he do it? And then I realized that more than likely what he meant is that it's not that it doesn't. He's not fallible to it. It doesn't ever happen for him. I realized that he meant he has the tools that he has the awareness that when it comes in, he completely turns it around. And so, yeah, I have the tools, but I'm still human. There's still things that come up. And if I'm not using my awareness, my self awareness, which is a huge tool, um, I'll get trapped. And sometimes I do get trapped into things like procrastination for a little while when I'm not really aware that, hey, this is not a good thing. And all I need to do is get out of it, move forward. And I do know how to do that. I do know how to do that. I know how to do that for any emotion, for anger, for sadness, for fear. So it's not that I do not feel them. They're there. Most of them are natural because I've gotten rid of most of the baggage. But I also know how to look at it and get rid of it. Believe it or not, the emotions come from the subconscious, but the awareness is partly subconscious and a lot of conscious, and then using the tools is conscious. It's really funny. It's really interesting to do. So I suffer from procrastination like most of the rest of us. Not all. Some people have some habits that they built where anything that comes up, immediately they address it. Immediately. And I've chosen not to because there's some, for the way I process things and the way it works for me, it seems to sometimes be a problem if I immediately address every single thing. But that's okay. That's a talk for another day. But let's get into procrastination and talk about it because I looked up you know, I looked up some quotes and I found some great quotes. And the first one by Don Marquis is procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday. I kind of like that. It takes a little to think about it and really grasp it. Keeping up with yesterday, not keeping up with the present, not keeping up. Everything's in the past. When we finally get to it, we should have got to it yesterday, or last week, or last month, or 6 months ago in some cases. It's the art of keeping up with yesterday. I always love getting wisdom from people like Ben Franklin. You may delay, but time will not. Simple wisdom. Simple wisdom. I had some things that were coming due, and if I had delayed them any more, I would have been in trouble. I would have been in trouble. Our next one, procrastination is like a credit card. Oh, oh, oh. It's a lot of fun until you get the bill. That's when you get in trouble. That's when you're waited to the last moment and things go wrong. Things go wrong. By the way, this morning I was out riding and I said, all right, I'm coming in. I knew I was going to get here 15, I was hoping 20 minutes before time to do a little prep for this morning. And guess what? I get here and my garage door doesn't open. And I had completely forgotten that I had been notified um, 15 minutes before that we lost power. So I get in the house and I'm sitting, I can't turn my computer on. Power came on just 5 minutes before 9 this morning. So, and then I had to get ready because I hadn't prepared ahead of time. So when you wait to the last minute, things can go wrong. That's when the bills due. But it is a lot of fun till the bills due. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Now, I found that's one of my solutions to procrastination. I may say I don't want to, I want to push this off, but then I'll find something that'll at least start it, that I can say, okay, I started, and then get to it. And then, and then really, sometimes I'll get it all done. But there's something I've been pushing off a little, mostly because I know it's going to take a while and I get really busy. But I started it. I brought the documents up that I needed for it. I started to look, I started to compare. And so I put a little time in it. I knew that if I just waited to the last minute, it's not going to get done. Our last one for the day. Nothing is so fatiguing as the eternal hanging on of an uncompleted task. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? You keep on writing the task every day. And then when I had daily tasks, I'd write it, and then I have to rewrite them to the next day, rewrite them to the next day. But it's, even if you're not writing them down, it's in your head. And eventually it's like, oh. And sometimes, if it's not important enough to you, you end up just throwing it away. And the task could have been very helpful early on, but you procrastinated so long, it's no longer a help. So procrastination is not a great thing. If we know we need to do it and we know we want to do it, but we just keep on putting it off. And like I said, there's all sorts of reasons. Is you get so busy with other things that are important, right? If it's not urgent and important, if it's not urgent, should I say, but it's important enough, you need to do it at some point. Start it. Start it. Sometimes you're putting it off because you're afraid of the outcome, right? You got calls you need to make. You got something you need to do, taxes, right? You got whatever it is. And, but it's important. So just face it. You know, face your fears is something. If someone has a phobia, facing it is not something that will get rid of it. Yeah, they have to work it. But if you have a fear, and if it's the unknown, brace yourself. Think of all the positive things that can come out and get it done. If it needs to get done, get it done. And so sometimes it's just, we're just don't like doing the task. Push through it. Push yourself through it. Get through that comfort zone and get her done. That's what we can do with procrastination. It's September 16th. Today is a good day to have a good day. A good day for a good day. Have a good day. Have a fantastic day. Have an incredible day. Matter of fact, you make it that way for yourself. You can do it. It's up to you. You know it. Take care, and I'll see you next week. If you're watching this from the recording, it doesn't matter if it's from the recording. Please comment. Please comment if you like it. If you like what you heard, like it. Please. Love it even. And if you did like it, share it. Repost it. Allow some of your friends to see it. Take care. Bye.